Another day, another patch where Ninja is not touched at all. Priestess buff, 21 to 31 attack is actually pretty decent. 10 attack in itself is really big. MK got more attack speed, but their health is still so trash, I don't really believe in it. Vampire attack speed is going back to normal, and Shadowmancer got HP to actually survive. Necromancer, Archer, I can understand. Lancer attack speed does hurt, but I feel like I guess if he's been a good tank. And Strider and cooldown being hit, that's pretty big. Okay. Let us look at our things here. Let us consider what our contract negotiations are. Treats and Mac are our veterans that we've been holding on to, that we hired on big salaries, so that way they can carry us through with their bigger base stats as they develop over time. Tempt and Toppin are our boys who are in development right now. They're worse than Jino and Bebe, but I think it's gonna be time to renos Jino and Bebe, because these new bloods at age 18 and 19 are gonna be the new crux of the GaleForce roster when it comes to it then. At 32 and 31 attack, they are non-starters at the moment then. In that case, then it would be PSM and Piglet that are staying on as well until Toppin and Tempt can swap into the roles. But quite frankly, PSM could be released, and we could honestly put Tempt in. But I need to get rid of Tempt for weaklings. Absolutely so. That is a very, very bad trait to have for him. I cannot control that, and that makes me very, very scared to put him in. I would say 35 to 32, that's 3 difference. 30 to 24 defense, that's 6 difference. So we have a 9 stat difference, but I think I can eat the 480 for that in that case. So thank you, Jino, Bebe, for your early years, but we gotta let y'all go, and we need to continue working on some of these boys here. For now, PSM, as one of our longest tenured members of GaleForce, I need you to stream. You basically made the contract, so that is wonderful. And Tempt, I need you to change this trait right now. I cannot have you have that. Nothing. Fuck, all of my money. That was all of my money that I had used trying to get that trait away, dude. Oh, that feels so bad. Alright, well, PSM, keep going, please. Thank you for making money. We need to get Tempt in a good state. That, I love to have super rookies in time. That's nothing good, and I need to look at our current. People right now. 2 strategies per game could be nice. 2 sponsor slots would be good too, but I just spent my money outwards, and I don't have a way to get sponsors. I just spent it trying to fix our boy. This might be a development season. I'm not going to lie when it comes to it, because I can't get a second sponsor, which I should have looked at before I spent away trying to fix him, because now there's no way for me to get the 5k when it comes to it. I should have been at 4k, but I spent 2k trying to fix his shit, and aw, crap, dude. 8 defense of a mouse? That's really, really nice, I'm not going to lie. But I really wish I'd gotten any other piece, though. That way we could be trading then. Oh, that way we could have those instead. This makes me so sad, dude. I am so sad. Well, we're already here. Let's try to see if we can change Tempt's brain structure. You still have contempt for weaklings? Oh, dude. It's like I'm treating somebody with behavioral issues. I legitimately cannot have you on the main roster until we change that, because that is such a debilitating trait, in my opinion. Well, development season, I think this is absolutely a development season, which is totally fine to have when it comes to it, but it just feels bad. Now, I'm gonna have to rely on Jino and Piglet and PSM in that case then. I let go of Jino, rather, when it comes to it. So just make money, see if I can't get better gear, and just hope for the best when it comes to it for now. I spent all my money away now. I don't have anything to craft away with. Never mind, we're not gonna craft, because I don't have literally anything at all. Let's go on Div 2, though. Achieve at least 774 in the regular season. What offers the most money? Win 2-0 12 times? That is not happening. Achieve at least 831. That's really hard, because I'd barely do either of those then. That's 600 more butts for something that can be done though. Achieve at least 3rd rank. She's 8 wins. Number 4th ranked when it comes to it. Win streak of 6, or use these characters this many times. Exorcist, Boomerang Hunter, Fighter. I think that can be done, quite frankly. So I'm going to sign with them there. And I'll just have to remember that. Exorcist, Boomerang Hunter, Fighter. Fighter is still always fine in the meta, so I can always lean on him, I feel, when it comes to it then. Man, dude, it'd actually be nice to make a little bit more money. I'm always spending the first end of the streaming when it comes to it then on the bigger ticket payout. Because if I can get 400 on a swing, that would be really nice. I know it's the lowest percentage then, but if it does work, then my money catapults, as that was, for example, yeah, basically paid for PSM's whole entire contract. Because the first streaming per week is basically like 4 times whatever you'd make on the regular streaming then. So I'm just throwing stuff at the fan and seeing what works. But for now, we got a 6-player roster, and I need to see how well this roster functions. Still don't think we're ready for this side yet, or so. Though Toppin, honestly, is probably my next bet, right, to replacing PSM then. We'll see, though. We'll see. Maybe with the MK buff, maybe they could be a little bit more viable. For now, though, Ninja is still top priority as always. Shrine Maiden, maybe not as much. Who do I fear in this case, then? I don't want to deal with a new Shadow Mancer considering she got buffed. I fear her and the meta implications she always brings. No Devil means that Sniper game plan is a little bit more there. I think I need to get rid of Dark Mage because I'm going to be trying to get one of the supports when it comes to it then. I want to support the Ninja. So obviously Ninja, even with the nerfs, Shrine Maiden's still a pretty good character. They are going Cook. Lancer. I need a way to burn through the Cook healing in this case then. I could potentially, well, Shrine Maiden is solid then. We have both front to bats in this case then, so I think that's a good way to start it. What don't I want to deal with a Lancer Cook? Somebody who's a bat line in that case then. So out of the marksman, I feel like Gunner is really good right now, but I kind of want to snipe him for myself in this case. Somebody else who has a lot of health could also potentially be a problem. MK actually maybe pairs well with Cook in this case then, but do I really fear them in that case, or what do I fear rather? What don't I want to deal with? Let's take the Cold Corpse out, because I feel like 2 big beefy front lines would absolutely really spiral things out of the way. Dual Blader. That can follow up with Lancer when it comes to it then, so I'm gonna have to be careful, of course. I am honestly thinking an MK actually is not necessarily the worst choice. That PDH could compete with Cook in this case then or so. We also have a Sniper worldview that I could look at. I'm looking at like Sniper Gunner potentially, or even like Clown Gunner. Because they can't deal with all of these threats. Ninja just front lines, and then that draws attention for Gunner and Clown to just run around in this case. They can't one-shot me, and they have one less person out of Cook being a full support to actually hit the Clown, so I think we can actually deal with this. Knight. Because the fact is, I am getting treats his Gutter when it comes to it then. We can just easily collaborate with whoever needs the extra help then. And then Ninja being able to attack whoever else is being hit is going to be very big. But otherwise, widening the distance would be very good when it comes to it here. I absolutely do feel. But I also want separate ults. Just stacking our ults when we only have 3 is going to be kind of damaging. No. I think we'll be fine on this note then. Fact is, we need whatever Clown prots to hit to absolutely shred them. And then it's really going to be the world of treats and we're all going to be living in it. If he can just constantly live forever, Kite, slow them down. Because it's going to be up to them to actually getting to reaching treats if it comes to it. That Cook healing is so good. Treats that get knocked down and knocked up by the dual blader, and the Lancer ult did lock him in place, unfortunately. That's a triple kill for the boy, though. If you can kill the Cook, just stunner right now, that's wonderful. Oh, dual blader Lancer combo is really good, but that's a good kill. Cook had to put one spots on themselves first. Now the Cook just needs to get comboed by the Clown. That is wonderful, and they don't have enough of a profile. We just get to kite around. Clown is untouched. Inside Gunner is untouched, and their front line cannot reach us. Cook healing is good, but we actually have good burst from both combination attack from Match on the Clown and well, yeah, the Clown hit as well, the Clown ability, the stun. Plus Gunner also saying slow people down, 2k damage, that's just really solid. Ninja's still way broken though. Why does he have 170 HP? I'm always gonna be complaining about this, but quite frankly, this man is really stupid. Thank goodness it's still Fearless draft though, so he's out of the way now. But we'll have to see how next one pans out. Okay. What are we looking at in this case? No Cold Corpse. Devil Sniper is a potential pairing that can be dangerous, of course, when it comes to it. But what else is dangerous? Shadowmancer always existing. I hate, just on principle, when it comes to it, though. I feel like Sniper, because there's a lot of healing gone in this way or so here. Sniper's high on my immediate thought list when it comes to it. BH as well as thought process, but what do I hate dealing with in general? Just no Shadowmancer. I don't ever want to see that stupid character ever at all, because if Sniper's taken, Illusionist can easily just deal with that piece of trap there, and then we don't ever have to worry about it ever again. Then let us take, so if I take Devil out, then they just get Sniper for free. If I take Sniper, it's not really Devil's a high priority then, but I can actually work around it. So let's take Sniper out in that case. Just don't ever let them entertain that thought. Bard. Early Bard. A Vampire actually wouldn't be bad here when it comes to it, but we don't have Vampire Bard. However, though, I can easily, well, if I take Vampire Devil, then they grief each other in that case then, which is absolutely the bigger picture problem, of course. Double Assassin and Ghost Vampire, though, could be a solution. I am not going to lie, though. Now, Bard does deal with dive pretty well, so I need to have a varied profile, rather, when it comes to it. So, legitimately, MK can help deal with Bard. I want to try MK. I can heal the MK multiple times with Priestess when it comes to it then, but I don't think it's really worth it in this case then. Gunner's already out of the way. Out of the marksmen that are left, PDH or BH would be good too. That 51 damage is so freaking juicy, dude. It is so juicy. But I think I'll take Devil on principle of I want to be able to get to the Bard one way or another. Berserker. Let us take Gambler out. I don't want them to have a backline to pair with the Bard, because the difficulty is reaching the Bard and killing him. If we can run down the Bard, though, with Ploy Doctor, I think that actually can be really good, too, though. Let's try this. Lightning Mage. Dark Mage. Dark Mage to prevent buffs, but otherwise it's just Berserker in the front, and then we got 3 backlines out of them. Is this Exorcist or is this Fighter? Fighter gets to stun and gets to run people down when it comes to it, and a fast Fighter getting to beat these boys up is actually pretty important, I feel. So let's try Fighter. Let's try Matt's Fighter, I think. Or is it Matt's Assassin? Is it Matt's Devil? I think it would actually be Matt's Devil in this case then. Still want separate ultimates, but we just gotta stick to the plan here. The early run is very important, and the fact that Matt just tried to run down and hit the Bard is actually really funny and really grief, but not necessarily bad. Okay, that's a bit of a hit, that's a bit of a grief hit, but it's not the worst thing ever. Okay, early Dark Mage's ult does not make me happy considering how good that can be. That's when it comes to it. It's gonna come down to how we use our ults here. decent fighter ult, stabilize us when it comes to it, and then we have our own cycle. Devil gets their ultimate out, Matt gets to live. We get to start pulling everybody around, and now Matt just gets to do everything on his own side. Play Doctor Ultimate gets to keep funneling things around. If we can kill Berserker during the ult, it's so huge, and now the advantage just keeps going further away. Matt is life-stealing very slightly when it comes to it overall, but the fact is, with 2 kills up to our name here, and the Berserker's front line already gone, the Bard cannot support the line enough. Play Doctor is able to offset the slower attack speed buff then, and we're able to close things out decently. Berserker never got a chance to actually get into that perfect solid transient state of just attacking life-stealing. Ooh, baby girl, that was pretty nice. Clean 2-0 to start the season. I will take that. And a global ban because Archer has a game-breaking bug right now. That's kind of funny, I will say. Do I want more attack and lifesteal or 8 defense? I think I'll take the defense, quite frankly, when it comes to it. And then I want to swap this for attack. Alright, let's just try to outstat the enemies in this case then. And let's look at who was picked overall in the meta when it comes to it. Champ statistics. Pick and ban rate. Devil, Sniper, Gunner, Shadowmancer. Now, I was 2 of the Shadowmancer bans, but it's been banned pretty well so far then. But Devil, Sniper, Gunner. I understand the Gunner pick. I didn't scout TSM. Crap. I understand the Gunner pick, absolutely so. Just because he feels really good. Surprised that Ninja didn't make it through, though. Ninja wasn't higher up on the priority list then. We cannot let Ninja through no matter what in this case, though. I don't want Gunner to be let through the draft either. First pick, Bard. Another Bard pick early on again, huh? If you're going Bard, what did I literally just do last day? Okay, well, Shadowmancer was there, but Devil was on the table and Fighter to run down the Bard is absolutely ideas you can go with. It's that or MK to also cleave people, because the Magic Wave just kind of gets to go through everything. So I think that's a solid pick to begin with then. Just PSM gets their MK. Berserker. What would I hate to deal with in this case? And I hate to deal with a support line or just any back line then. Don't have to worry about Archer. Is that a Cook? Could also run us into some problems. I mean, that's 2 people not attacking, but I could be indexing a little bit too much on the thoughts. They banned Shrine Maiden too, just on their own safety side. But I do think, like, with this here, I'm just going to drop the same thing again. We're drafting Fighter to fulfill sponsor obligations, and I want to run people down. Ogre, Mystic Dancer. Interesting on this here. They are very short range though, so I think Clown absolutely gets to shred them. Is it that or PDH, quite frankly? The swaps could be griefing us, but I think I have the range for Clown. But also, Ogre and Berserker are going to be standing very in one space when it comes to it and shooting really slow. They can deal with 2 of them, and it's just really PDH. But PDH is also really close range too. I think I can save Clown for later on in draft then, and actually draft PDH. Because even then, Treats even gets to use that as a character then. And then it really just pans out to just us holding the line here. Because the Ogre is going to be a problem, and especially depending on how I swap when it comes to things. But if I get good PDH hits on the Ogre, then it legitimately doesn't matter what they do. Because Ogre gets to hit down, that's a lot of cleave from MK, and then what range does Mystic Dancer have? She doesn't have jack squat when it comes to it, and she's just going to slowly burn down due to us literally diving on them constantly. Berserker ultimate, but that's during the MK ult. He does get to live decently, and unfortunately, Matt died way early. That's a freaking quadra kill, though, from Piglet's Fighter. That's very good, though, I will say. Okay, Bard ultimate is going to be a problem when it comes to it. Unfortunately, we aren't going to get the kill on the Ogre, which is the biggest thing, but He is taking down to the poison, but it's just too much work. That Berserker got to do so much, and Bard meta is still existing. Hold on. We can get the kills. Matt ran back to try to help. You need to get one. Oh, okay. Bard meta. Bard meta is still way too much. Bard is absolutely still too much of an anomaly with how good he is. Because he just got to turn that entire fight there. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Well, I am blue side for this one here, and I can absolutely work towards getting Ninja in this case. Ninja Shrine Maiden could be on the table when it comes to it. I don't want to deal with Cold Corpse is my thought process then. Or Knight would have been better to take away from the Ninja Pit is my thought process. They took Ninja away instead then, so that's very important to understand. So I do think it will be ban Dark Maids, take Shrine Maiden first. Because I still feel Shrine Maiden's good. They also banned Gunner. Okay, actually, I would have missed the Gunner ban, so thank you for doing that, or the Gunner pitch. So that's a maybe moment, but also thank you, team. Dual Boider Executioner. They are that's very offensive line. Lancer did just get hit with a nerf, but he can deal with these two bozos pretty well. Because I want to just have a backline enough to where they can't dive on all of us in this case. It's either that or I just go for Knight. Both should be very good when it comes to it. Knight has more when it comes to it then, but I can deal with dive a little bit better though, otherwise. So what would I rather have? I think Lightning Mage is stable to go into Dual Boider Executioner, but you don't have range. Well, Crown doesn't have range either. Alternatively, a Taoist might go hard, actually sealing a Dual Boider Executioner constantly then, but I might want to save that for a little bit later in the draft. Let's do Necromancer is what I'm thinking, because that's going to be one more target for the Executioner to try to have to hit. And we are looking at a lot of backline then. So what would really screw us up? Legitimately a Shadowmancer if they just get to run at us and hit us constantly very hard. BH. BH does get to shred defense when it comes to it. I do think Knight is a good pick though. So I think Knight's a good pick, and then Taoist is how I feel. They get to seal one of their two frontliners, and then we just kind of 1v1 the other one with Knight. Yes, Taoist has no HP, but I'm trusting Boomerang Hunter not to be able to hit them. Ice Mage in this day and age when he does no damage? I am very much so thinking of that when it comes to it now. That's very curious, but we'll see how that goes, quite frankly. I do think I want early ults, because if I combine Necromancer ult with Shrine Maiden ult, that would be wonderful. It's either that, or just say, use it all together so we can link them up and have the Shrine Maiden ult last as long as possible, though. Let's try this out. I want to seal them away. It's really going to come down to BH versus Shrine Maiden, I feel. When it comes to it, Taoist got hooked when it comes to it, and that does hurt. Because we're losing the first round when we're not going to get the Shrine Maiden cleaves when it comes to the hits. Necromancer is still alive. Treats did finally die to the end, though. Ice Mage does get binded away, which is not necessarily the best target choice when it comes to it, though, so I'm not happy about this. Dual Boider gets the triple kill. Should he go for Chartreuse? He does not have the Knight, but he gets to live. A wonderful ultimates, though, to keep the Knight alive. He gets to stun everybody, even gets a nice Ice Mage proc right afterwards on the ult. Everybody gets to live, but Boomerang Hunter ultimate kind of stabilizes things out. 5 kills over to Team Solo Mid in the lead right now. Dual Boider and Executioner is way too much. Taoist is not doing as much work as Chartreuse Proxy would have wanted for GaleForce. As you can see, even with them binding people away, it's not necessarily the die that they have to really be worried about. It's the Boomerang Hunter who's doing way too much work alongside just a 3-second hook execute when it comes to it then. It's just too much, and Taoist just did not do any work otherwise. So after a 2-0, we got an 0-2, and we're just sitting in the middle. Not the worst ever, and TSM is undefeated otherwise, but I feel like I could have adjusted that. I very much so feel like I could have adjusted that a little bit better. So Treats and Mac are deteriorating bits, but they're veterans, so I'm not going to worry too much about them. I want to just keep paying attention to Toppen and Tempt. it comes to for what they're warning, what they're doing. I really hate how Toppin is a freaking Shadowmancer player, but maybe I need to incite myself and just warn it on my own then, and warn that for the sake of warning it. They'll just take the raw stats otherwise, because them just constantly warning them otherwise is fine. I just want them to be able to outpace the next people in my lineup. Because Pigwood has always been, you know, my rot of the team. PSM has been our streamer, but, you know, Pigwood's going to be staying on a little bit more, but PSM's really going to be the slot that we're competing for, and I can keep him on as a streamer just to make us happy. Alright. No Shadowmancer, no Ninja, no Gunner is what I think. So if they take any of the supports, then it's just an immediate Dark Mage pick, and we go on from there. I think that's a through line that we start looking at. That or Bard. And it's Bard. I keep forgetting that Bard exists right now. Keep forgetting that Bard exists right now. Point Doctor into Bard isn't necessarily bad at all, I feel. So let's do that. Point Doctor double, because you can deal with Bard ult if you ult at the same time, but it's really a big skill check when it comes to it then. Not gonna have Fighter Dual Blader, that is way too much of a problem when it comes to it then. And then I need damage. This double Point Doctor does help us run people down. Is Swordsman necessarily bad? I need a fast warrior. It's that, or I just straight up take Executioner and just try to hit the Bard around in this case then. But people are really going to be fast just due to Point Doctor's buffs when it comes to it. Exorcist might not be bad in this case. If it's stunning people with Fighter, that can be another person on the run them down squad, and then that discharges any more stuns. Necromancer, Executioner on their own end though. I think it's Lightning Mage? She is squishy in the batch. Or is it just actually a full run them down MK comp? So I'm not going to be able to reach the Necromancer anyway unless I swap, but I have a swap. So I think we commit to that. I don't think it's actually that bad. Yeah. Separate ults, I do think, though. I don't want y'all necessarily bunching everything up together when it comes to it then. Let's see how it goes. Matt constantly just going for the Bard early, though, is really funny, and I've got to say, Bard does deal with Deathball pretty well, but I was trusting on the fact that I'd be able to swap them around as the biggest thing. They copied Exorcist, which isn't the worst thing ever, quite frankly. MK Cleave is doing some work, but we are also just so far behind. Good swap, though, Matt. You get to cancel things out. MK ult could try to stabilize us, but it's going to come down to the Point Doctor stuff if we can get it. If we can get this going here, because we are down 11 kills. We need to swing like 3 more before I call this worth in this case. We're down by a whole damn cycle, dude. Okay, Matt got to ult, but with 15 seconds left, I don't know how much work you're going to get to do, brother. Okay, that's pretty decent. Like, actually, Executioner stun, or rather, Executioner hook being cleaved by Exorcist is a tech I didn't think about, but it is a stun when it comes to it. I've got to understand that. That and Bard is still broken beyond belief, and I keep forgetting to ban him because I keep thinking about how the damage threats are the big problem. And it's healing supports, not regular supports then. Alright, adjust. We can do this thing. And we're blue side. We get to have our ninja all to ourselves. Absolutely now. Take Gunner out. They ban ninja. I can immediately look towards. I honestly do think it will just be Cold Corpse to immediately set things off. Let's take Cook out. No Clown. They know I love my Clown gaming. Ninja first. Now, of course, it's not a free win. I've still got to see what works otherwise then. Lancer Dual Blader is still so annoying, though. It is so annoying. I think PDH is actually going to be fine, because then I can really burn them down, because Dual Blader does have good speed. I need to be able to slow them in one way or another, though. It's that or just a Shrine Maiden. Ninja's ready to be on top of people. Shrine Maiden can always just be really good. They're always a really good character, even with the nerf. No Knight? What don't I want them to support in this case then? I don't want a Dark Mage to stop the Shrine Maiden buffs from coming out. Shadowmancer. It's a Shadowmancer game. So with them threatening Shadowmancer, legitimately, it is Ogre. Because Ogre just deals with Shadowmancer pretty well. And legitimately Shield Bearer too, because we need to have good respawn cycles when it comes to it. And so I can't have necessarily swishy people. I can absolutely just outpace them with this kind of damage. They have to say, you need to commit to AoE right now or you die. And they're not, so what we're going to do is say narrow the distance, stay close together, let the Ogre do his work, quite frankly. That's legitimately all that we need to have done. You know what? Ogre do their work. PSM gets their Shrine Maiden. Ninja, yes, is going to sprint forwards, but I need Piglet to just stay close, do what he can, and it's just going to be Treats gaming. Treats just hitting people over and over again, if he can. Lancer ultimate is super grief. But their ultimate cycle, okay, that's 4. That's all 4, but it's not necessarily the best. In fact, if Shadowmancer keeps reviving people or so, they're just gonna die right on Ogre. Lancer does keep knocking the damn Ogre back, which is so annoying, I'm not going to lie, and actually super antithetical to my strategy. The fact is, whoever gets revived just gets whacked in the face with Ogre immediately, and that was the crux of the idea. I can't get to the Shadowmancer in the back, too. Because Matt has collaboration attacks, so he's just going to keep, like, even if he teleports onto somebody, he's just going to sprint off of them, too. I need to look at getting rid of Matt's collaboration attack as well, maybe. Ogre play wasn't bad, but Ninja getting, running around more than that wasn't the best either. Oh, dual bladed combos. I really need to consider them, because I am not having a good time against them.